Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is what you all have been waiting for. Regardless of how you all identify what we can identify here, is the two very best map rando racers left here inside the gold bracket. It's time! I'm WXFan21. Welcome to the Gold Bracket Grand Finals. This is exactly what everyone has been waiting for. 3 months of competition has all come down to this. The number 1 seeded Eddie, the number 2 seeded Osse. How did we get here? Well, Eddie went pretty much near undefeated throughout the entire upper bracket. Eddie dropped 1 mode. That's it. Eddie 2-0'd Albies, 2-0'd Telemorph, 2-1 Lynx, 2-0'd Oats, and 2-0'd Osse to get to this point. He will earn the champion's advantage, being up 1 game to 0 to get things started. Now, as we focus on the racers, Osse, how did he get to this point? The tale of the tape for him. He started out as the number 2 seed, defeating Anthony 2-0, Tickles 2-0. He 2-0'd Derp, and then dropped 1 mode to Nitro, 2-1. Lost to Eddie in the upper bracket finals. Dropped down to the lower bracket finals, where he defeated Derp 2-1 to meet us here in the gold bracket finals. The rematch, Eddie versus Osse. The rematch from the upper bracket finals is your grand final matchup. 2 of our 3 admins to this tournament. Eddie, Osse, Nevdi's our other admin. Folks, I hope you all are super excited. I know I am. Our first mode. And I'm going to give you all just a little bit of a taste of how tonight is going to go. Here, before I introduce co-coms and before I introduce tracking, let's get the housekeeping out of the way with. This is a best of 5. Eddie will start a 1-game advantage. There are no bans. The loser of each game picks the next mode, and Osse will be the first one to pick a mode. With that being said, let's bring in my co-commentator for game number 1, Anthony. Welcome in.
Hey, WX, how's it going?
It's going great. We have a jam-packed night for everybody. Here is your commentary team for the night. Anthony and I have you covered for game number 1. Game number 2 will be commentated by Nitro and Oats and Goats. Games 3 and 4, should they be needed, will be Emmett and Nevdi with NN on tracking. Metroids, no Mother Brain 2 is your objective, as that comes up on the screen. Anthony, I think I kind of did my job in selling this properly.
Yeah, let's get it started.
How are you doing tonight? Viewers, chat, how are you all doing? Let us know in the Twitch chat. But Anthony, this is what it comes down to. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just got out of work early for this. Ready for it to go. I'm excited.
This is going to be a great one. NN, the Fantastic, on tracking. Anthony, when you're ready, drop the gate and let's go.
All right, gonna start that here just now.
Now for those asking in the chat, what does Eddie enjoying a 1-game advantage mean? It means because he won the upper bracket, he starts up 1 game to nothing. So best of 5 with Eddie up 1-0 already. There will be 4 games played should we need it. Eddie on your left. Osse on your right. Osse, the runner-up from the inaugural one, losing a best of 5 to Zeb. Can Osse seek and get redemption? Metroids, No Mother Brain 2 starts us off in this. Anthony, take it away.
Yeah, so for everybody who hasn't been following along on this tournament so far, this is a multi-category tournament, so we got a bunch of different modes that we can pick from that are, slightly different. We're going to start off, as WX says, with the Metroid's objectives, No Mother Brain 2. So what that means is that instead of, the typical kill G4 to get to Mother Brain, in this one we're going to have to kill all the Metroids. So our players are going to be looking for, either power bombs or ice or just like enough stuff so that they can kill those Metroids. And since there's no Mother Brain 2, they don't need quite as much ammo or charge or whatever they normally need in order to do this. And yeah, morph is a good find early on. Just like one of those things that you're gonna have to have. And the sooner you find it, the little bit more comfy it is. So yeah, I think it's starting off like a pretty quick seed. So we'll see how it goes though.
Very much appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, we really hope you all are excited. I know I'm excited. Eddie hanging out at his house. I'm sure the kitty cats are not the kitty cats. They're all around there somewhere. All the animals, the puppies. Eddie's pug hanging around somewhere. Osse apparently still in Norfair. Can we please send a rescue crew out to get Osse out of Norfair? Can we at least get him to the beaches of Meridia?
That would be nice. But yeah, we got some power bombs. That is one of the items that can kill Metroids. So that's gonna open up all the different Metroid rooms. There's some kind of weird ways of killing the Metroids without bunching them together. So we might see that if we don't find ice here early on. And without any suits, those Metroids do a lot of damage. So
you are not wrong. Now, real quickly, Anthony, what items do we have? Because NN is not joined us quite yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and update the trackers here just real quick. What do we have so far?
I think just morph and power bombs. So I think the only thing to mark down on the trackers, morph and space. Oh, it's just funnily enough called that. That space jump. But that will allow. It's because Osse decided not to go the same way that Eddie went, so Osse found some super missiles instead. That space jump not necessarily required for anything, but it does open up a lot of stuff, as it is a can fly, as they say.
All right, so we're all caught up. Anthony, there's one other thing here because of this particular mode. You'll notice the G4 tracker on our tracker. Now, what does the G4 tracker mean for this particular mode? Throughout this tournament, we've come up with one pretty much rule when it comes to Metroids. We're doing this via the KPDR method. So, Kraid is Metroid Room 1, Phantoon is Metroid Room 2, Dragon is Metroid Room 3, and Ridley is Metroid Room 4. So as the racers complete the modes. Right. Sorry. As the racers complete the modes, the rooms, we're gonna mark off everything on the trackers. So Osse still doesn't have that can fly yet. And folks, hopefully you all enjoyed the cool intro. Figured I'd bring that UFC style intro back from the inaugural tournament.
I enjoyed it.
You all excellent. Well, see, Anthony enjoyed it. I don't get to please this Twitch chat. I'm kidding, chat. Don't leave. So hopefully you all enjoyed the intro. Again, your commentary teams as Osse grabs the space jump as well.
Yeah, so let's see, is he gonna have? Yeah, he's gonna have to sack for that map, which is fine. There's a save right there. So, see, we saw a couple majors around. Yeah, it makes sense to go for that. I mean, there didn't seem like there was much else to go for. But yeah, I think all things considered, I think Eddie's in a little bit of a lead, finding gravity at Indiana Jones. That is going to logically open up that East Ocean that he just went through for that map.
The luck on this guy. Eddie winning his own tournament? No. The fix is in, chat. I'm kidding. There's no fix. I mean, if I say there's a fix, do I get paid for this?
I don't think so.
Damn. So we get gravity here for Eddie. So you can see the logic chain here is very easy early on. It's more of the power bombs. You get your space jump, and you go to Indiana Jones, and you grab your gravity suit. Now, gravity's wonderful and all, Anthony, but again, it's Metroids. Gravity's just a nice to have. What are we looking for? We're looking for Ice Beam. Is the main thing we're looking for. Obviously, that speed booster will help us avoid some, what do you call it? Speed locks, if you will. We already saw one of the speed locks there, Croc Speedway. High volume too.
Wild. All right, so speed lock and Varia. So yeah, they're probably going to be wanting to look a little bit harder for that speed now, but you know, it's still at the same time, No Mother Brain 2, they don't need, you know, max E-tanks, or they may not necessarily need any heat protection because they don't have to kill Ridley. So
there's Metroid Room 2, the one on the left-hand side there in Meridia. And chat's already correcting me. Chat is just not letting up. Chat being very toxic tonight in this grand finals. I'm over here pushing buttons, giving you all legendary intros, and chat out here being toxic. What else is new? Oh, I mean, hi, Twitch chat. No, so it was space in the morph into gravity.
Yes. And it looks like you definitely need that for Meridia. There's a ton of water rooms. So Osse finally getting to his map and is going to find that extra major down at the bottom. Yeah, so I think there's quite a few heated rooms between that major on the left and them right here. So I would assume that that's going to require Varia, but you know, if there's enough E-tanks, that could still be in logic.
Yep. Also want to give a shout out to the Divine, who is going to be doing tracking for us until NN gets here.
Yeah,
greatly appreciate.
Oh yeah,
all of our trackers.
Yeah, and NN and Divine have really put in the work here. Get these restreams going.
Yep. So we're gonna say a couple things here throughout this entire game one. I'm gonna say my thoughts and you know what is on the tournament. Osse's get his gravity suit. Exclamation point R in the chat. Give the racers a follow if you're not following them already. Exclamation point C to follow the commentary and tracking teams. We greatly appreciate every single one of you here. Anthony, 3 months of gameplay. have led to this.
Oh yeah, it's been a long, grueling tournament. I didn't make it quite as far as they have, and I gotta tell you, I've been a little burnt out on Map Rando here lately. So I can only imagine how they feel. Still going, and still putting on, you know, the weeklies and everything. These guys are just, you know, super dedicated and just like masters of their craft.
Yep. There's a reason Eddie's the 1 seed, Osse's the 2 seed.
Oh, 100%. Osse helped develop this map rando with the logic and everything. So
booster for Eddie.
he's debatably the most knowledgeable person on map rando logic, and Eddie very you know highly ranked in any percent and a lot of other speed runs, and Osse obviously Slash there as well. So I think, all things considered, I think Eddie's got a bit of a movement advantage, and I think Osse's got a bit of a knowledge advantage, but Eddie also very, very knowledgeable in these randos. So we're going to see a great match here.
That we are. And my apologies, folks. My gain was all the way down by accident. Whether I left it there because of the intro and I was trying not to hurt everyone's ears. But no, this is outstanding. So happy I was asked to commentate this. Again, we have an incredible team of commentary for you tonight. Anthony and I get you covered for game number 1. Game 2 is Nitro and Oats and Goats. Should we need games 3 and 4, which will be 4 and 5 in this best of 5. Should we need it, it's going to be Emmett and Nevdi that will close us out should we get to those games.
Oh yeah, bunch of super knowledgeable, skilled players. We're probably the worst out of the bunch, but
yeah. And I was looking at our name. While I was looking at my name, I'm like, wow, does my name look out of place with this incredible randomizer crew?
Oh yeah. But speaking of commentating, both of our runners have found speed over in the Norfair Reserve location, and got their Varia, or at least I think Osse's on his way to get that Varia. So that just
Correct.
is going to speed up this seed even more. Really, the only things that could be blocking them at this point is something like Pants Room, and I think that's going to be a pretty low % chance of really coming into play.
Yeah, and so this has been very linear so far. I got a funny feeling it's not going to be linear for much longer. I sense divergence coming up, just the way the seed is playing. And also, selfishly as a commentator, I want craziness, I want divergence, I want the content. I get paid for all the clicks and every time my name gets said in chat, so thank you to everyone saying my name in chat. Greatly appreciate you. Feel free to just continue to say my name. It's only $100 every single time somebody says my name, and Eddie's the one paying for it.
Benefits of being the tournament organizer.
I'm kidding, but okay. See, there we go. Someone actually took the joke a little bit too far. They said my name, but it's all good. No, we appreciate all the kind comments. I messaged Osse. I'm like, I want to put my name in the hat for commentating the grand finals. I didn't care when it was. Obviously, if you've been listening to any amount of this tournament, my voice has been one of the regulars you've heard. I want to give a shout out here to Divine, to NN, to Anthony, Eddie, Osse. My goodness, there are so many commentators to thank. I know Oats has done some, Emmett, Sephi, Canoe, who has started out. There have been so many commentators. Jockey's done a bunch, Spiffy's done a bunch. Too many to name. But on behalf of everybody here in the Map Randomizer Tournament, thank you to all of our incredible and amazing volunteers. And why do I say that? Because Without volunteers, these games do not get restreamed. Even more importantly, to our amazing trackers, to NN, the greatest tracker throughout this entire tournament. And by greatest, I mean literally wakes up at like 2, 3 in the morning at times to track some of these racers. Has tracked so many. Divine's tracking a bunch. Make sure you show Divine some love in chat. He's doing tracking so I can focus on commentary. So many people that have signed up to do stuff. I am so incredibly grateful to be part of this amazing volunteer team. And on behalf of, I'm going to at least speak for myself here. It's been an absolute honor, pleasure, and privilege to be able to call as many of these games as possible. And hopefully, y'all have laughed along the way. You've had a great time. And now, a little bit less on the jokes and a little bit more on the seriousness. Because, Anthony, Eddie's already up 1-0. He's currently in the lead right now. Heading here into Metroid Room 1. We need to see some divergence in a big way for Osse to even sniff a chance of coming back in this one.
Yeah, and taking a look at that wreck ship map, I don't feel like there's going to be a lot of it at the moment, but I didn't get a super good look, but it looks like Criteria is probably the most obvious choice coming out of this Metroid room here, and that is exactly where Eddie's going. You know, in these map randos where we have a random start, we need to find that ship so that during the escape, we know where to go. It can be very costly to blind the escape. Sometimes you can get lucky, and sometimes you can spend tons and tons of time looking for that ship if you don't get that information early.
How many times have we seen throughout just this tournament alone, Anthony, where we've had blind escapes?
Whew. Not that much, but still a decent little chunk.
More than the inaugural tournament, that's for sure, because we started at the ship. Really more than a lot of anything, even in the Season 2 settings when we started going in random locations, right? Like, there have been times where, let's say we're running a no objective seed. We find Mother Brain right away. Not that Mother Brain loves hiding around Bubble Mountain at all during no objective seeds. But there are times we never end up in Criteria, and it's blind escape after blind escape.
Yeah, it's you know, one of those things that you can take the gamble on, and a lot of times it can pay off, especially if and there's no objectives like you said, because you know once you're ready for Mother Brain, that's it.
One of the other things here to keep in mind is the speed of these two racers. Their speed is some of the best that we have in the entire community. Now, that charge beam is nice, but it doesn't do anything.
Right.
We're not fighting Mother Brain 2. We don't care. Ice beam was the big get.
I don't know why. I'm starting to smell maybe like a forced Ridley. It's starting to smell.
I mean, if you're smelling
lizardy.
forced Ridley, you've been in Lower Norfair for too long, and we need to repair your nostrils.
That would definitely be interesting to see, because a lot of times, you know, you don't have to worry about the bosses, but there could completely be a Metroid room locked behind Ridley.
Yep. All of you watching this live, we greatly appreciate you. For those of you watching on VODs, definitely join us for some live map randomizer action every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. And that is almost GG's for Eddie. That is Metroid Room 3 and 4. Mother Brain yet to be found, and Osse's played catch-up. Osse has the map. Things are getting very interesting here. And, listen. There's a celebrity in our midst, Anthony.
Who's that?
The legend himself has finally graced the commentary and tracking room with his presence. NN, the Fantastic, is here. has joined us in the commentary booth.
Welcome in and in.
And then feel free to unmute your mic, say hello to all of your amazing, adoring fans out there that are literally just chanting your name. And then be like, I'm just waking up. Don't tell me to do that.
And his computer broke, apparently. It's been working hard, tracking all these games, so don't blame it. Oh my gosh, our runner's in the same room.
Osse's caught up.
Yeah, he skipped that charge, and like you said, it's not required. Unless, you know, we do run into that forced Ridley, but yeah, it's
Which
looking...
apparently was in Torian, so we're not going to Ridley.
Oh, okay, someone found Ridley, all right.
That's right. All right, here we go. Metroid Room 4 down for Eddie. Again, everyone, give a shout out to the Divine in chat for doing the tracking while NN fixed the technical issues that he was dealing with.
And
I have no idea where Eddie's going. Oh, he's going up the elevator to go to the Metroid room. Is he going to the Metroid room?
yeah,
Eddie, where are you going, my guy?
yeah, Osse just went this way, so I believe this is the way.
No. This is the way is from the Mandalorian. This is not the way to the Metroid room. Or is it?
Oh man. What did I sign myself up for?
I don't know, but apparently chat wants Eddie to throw.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, let's get to game 4 tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
If this wasn't a grand finals with such insane implications, I would zoom in on Eddie's face right now. I would do it. Just like all of a sudden you just see an eyeball pop up on screen. Look how focused Eddie and Osse are.
Absolutely dialed in. There's nothing. I mean, they could be a fire behind them and they wouldn't even notice. Once again, players in the same room, but Osse just a little bit ahead with slightly better routing through these Metroid rooms, or to these Metroid rooms. So that is all the Metroid rooms down for both of our players here.
We got 2 grand finals going on this weekend, Anthony, for Super Metroid. We have this grand finals tonight for Map Rando. We get SM Rat Season 8 grand finals tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern on Speedrunners Arena. We already had our silver bracket grand finals for the Map Rando tournament. We had our bronze bracket grand finals for this tournament. This is it. This is it for the tournament. Your silver bracket winner is none other than Buff Nito. I mean, Nito.
Yeah, a well-deserved win. I think he might be one of the hardest playing Map Rando players right now.
And then the legend, Tony T. Young, won the bronze bracket 2-0 over Unforeseen Menace. So we have our silver champion, our silver bracket champion. We have our bronze bracket champion. And after this best of 5, we're going to have our gold bracket champion. This is back and forth. All the Metroid rooms are done here, Anthony. It's going to come down to 2 areas that we haven't seen yet, and they're synced up in the same room.
And I'm assuming that they're thinking that this is going to be Phantom. Osse called it, and that's going to put him potentially slightly ahead, or they're at exactly the same spot. Oh, but Eddie doesn't know quite how to get there yet. Oh yeah, Osse checked that door down here to the right. So
Osse now in the lead ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. This is back and neck and neck. I am going to leave the rest of my comments in regards to the end of this game before we throw it over to game number 2. You're guaranteed at least the next game, ladies and gentlemen, which is going to be covered by Nitro and Oats and Goats. They get you covered on the next game. Should we need to go to any other games, if Eddie doesn't 3-0 Osse, if Osse takes one of them, then it'll be Emmett and Nevdi on commentary for games 3 and 4. And Ed is doing the tracking for all games tonight. Anthony, somebody in chat made an interesting point. Is this entire race going to come down to Phantom patterns?
I mean, it very well could. And I guess some Dopplers, too. Got a decent Doppler from Eddie there, and a pretty good one from Osse earlier. That 2-round. Very nice job for Osse.
Yep. Both getting slows. Eddie's going to be careful here. He cannot afford to miss this, and luckily is able to get it. So there is now about a 15 to 20 second difference between our racers.
Yeah, this is going to come down to just the escape, I think, at this point. But that grapple, a potentially nice little find there if Pants Room ends up blocking their way.
Well, we're going to find out if, in fact, Mother Brain is here. There's a good chance Mother Brain is in Meridia as well. Here we go. Mother Brain is...
Ooh, we haven't been
not here
yet, have
it's
we?
Bryn or Meridia. And I didn't see a Meridia connector, but Anthony, 3 Bryn Star connectors.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ban every single one of you if you all keep saying it's Bryn.
It's Bryn. I actually just played that hack. Very interesting hack. I definitely had fun with it. I don't play a lot of hacks, but you know, it was just like, you know, strange enough to pique my interest, and I had a lot of fun with it.
Excellent. I'm just giving Twitch chat a hard time. Now they are all over the place. No. It's Bryn should be more like, it's bacon! From the Begging Strips commercials.
Not everyone's
Anyway.
as obsessed with food as you are, WX.
Oh, there you go! You all got your one food reference for the grand finals. You're welcome. That was absolutely unintentional, by the way.
I mean, WX not talking about food during a race, it wouldn't count. Like, are we even calming?
That's right. Here we go. But there are 3 entrances, and both Eddie and Osse ended up in the same Bryn Star entrance. We've seen... I feel like it hasn't been... I feel like it hasn't been as often that we've seen any of these triple connectors have just one-ways. Right? That leads to a dead end.
Right.
I feel like I haven't seen that as much recently. Possible, but I feel like I haven't seen that as much recently.
Yeah, and I think with, you know, them having Fantoon already, the likelihood of it being like completely unblocked is a little low. Ooh, okay, so neither of our players finding the map here.
Nope. Eddie now into fast pillars. Eddie has screw attack, by the way. Osse does not. There was a major inside of Speed Booster Highway.
That's probably with screw.
Probably.
It's definitely worth it at this point. Yeah, I mean, with the list of majors that are available, like we got wave, plasma, spring, and high jump. Any of those could potentially help out. An X-ray, right?
Well, oh, okay, seriously, what is this map?
Oh my gosh.
It's a terrible location. Is Mother Brain here, or are we going to Meridia?
What is?
Mother
Okay.
Brain is here! Mother Brain is literally up left. Eddie in the lead.
That screw attack might have been the difference here.
Absolutely. All right, viewers. Before we get to our escape timer game, I want to know who you're rooting for. 1 for Eddie, 2 for Osse, 3 if you're just here rooting for some good old-fashioned good Super Metroid runs. 1 for Eddie, 2 for Osse, 3 for good old-fashioned Super Metroid runs.
I'm here for runs. Want to see more. So I guess technically in this match, I'm rooting for Osse so that we get some more races here.
Got a lot of variants all over the place. Thanks, Nis.
Osse does not have to turn off screw attack. There's just a tiny little bit of an extra lead here, or catch up for Osse.
It's time. It's time for the escape timer game. Get your guesses in the Twitch chat. How long is this escape gonna be? We're going Bryn to criteria. I'm gonna go with 50 seconds. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. For those of you that guessed 2:20, congratulations. This is coming down to the escape. Both are 1 room apart, and Eddie gets a little trapped here in the back of Gauntlet. Osse now entering back of Gauntlet. We are all over the place here. Eddie leaving behind a perfectly good energy tank. And Osse flies through that room and might have just saved himself a second or 2.
Oh my gosh.
Pre-halfy room. He's through. Osse is making up time on movement, but it all might be for naught as now Eddie into Cack Alley. Osse also now into Cack Alley. We are tied up in the same room as we head to the exit, as we head to the ship.
For players following their nice little colored paths on the way back, not having to look at that map, I think any sort of pause here is gonna be, you know, cost whoever does the pause this match.
Pretty much. This is it. They are literally neck and neck. A 5 to 10 second difference separates the racers. There's the pause for Osse. Eddie increases his lead to about 10 to 15 seconds. Is that pause what this is going to come down to?
Oh man, it's looking good for Eddie here.
Any Albies pausers in the chat? Any holders in the chat? Osse again with the pausing.
It just goes to show the brains on these racers here. Just the fact that Eddie has not needed to pause like at all on his way back to Criteria. 2-minute run back.
Absolutely insane. Osse might have just saved himself a little bit of time there at the end with going from the top of West Ocean to the bottom, but it's all gonna be for naught because look at where Eddie is. He takes his first pause. He needs to be able to see where from Aqueduct he needs to go with 45 seconds on the escape timer. He is making a play. He didn't have an opportunity in the inaugural tournament to even get near the grand finals. Even near the finals, it was all Zeb, all Osse. Eddie looking to win his own tournament, and either way, either Eddie or Osse are gonna win their tournament. They're 2 of the 3 admins along with Nevdi. And this is it. This is all she wrote.
The ship.
Eddie has found his way to the landing site. Eddie already
Oh
won
my.
game 1. Eddie wins game 2 and is 1 game away from becoming the second ever map randomizer tournament champion. That's the GGs there in the chat. Anthony, what'd you think of that game overall?
Oh man, that was a jet seed. We found just about everything we needed. Didn't go on any real big hunts. You know, even the worst map wasn't that bad. The crazy show, 10-second difference here, just absolutely crazy. And yeah, these people deserve to be where they're at right now, and they just proved it.
So here's the official race times. Eddie finishes with an official time of 33 minutes and 10 seconds. Osse finishes with an official time of 33 minutes and 19 seconds. A 9-second difference throughout this race, and that is what it's come down to. Throughout the race, they were close, they were back and forth, but now it is nevertheless Eddie who comes away with game 1 of this 4-game set and is 1 more race away from being crowned the Gold Bracket Grand Champion. This comes down to what Mode 2 could be. We have no idea yet. The race room hasn't been created yet, but Anthony, before we send it over to Nitro and Oats, anything you want to say to the fine people out there?
Well, just first of all, thank you for watching and making, you know, this tournament worth putting on. You know, it's always fun just, you know, doing some races, but having people cheer you on and everything, it just makes it all the better. And I appreciate everyone that stopped in my matches and the matches that I calmed. And I want to thank, you know, Eddie and Osse and Nevdi for putting on this tournament and everyone who made it all possible. It's been a great learning experience. I've gotten way better at Metroid. I'm gonna be doing some any percent here pretty soon, and I can already tell my time's gonna go way better. And it's all thanks to everyone around this tournament, and I really appreciate everyone.
Excellent. All right, my turn. I kind of said some of my thank yous already throughout the race, but you know, apparently I needed to because I didn't realize how jet this was going to be. What a race. Game number 1. I want to say thank you to every single one of the admins, Eddie, Osse, and Nevdi, for allowing me to commentate as much as I have. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring the play-by-play, some hilarity, and at the end of the day, hopefully, by listening to me, I know I've gotten better at the logic. And hopefully by watching, you all have gotten a little bit invested in Map Rando. And hopefully you all get a chance to try out Map Rando for yourselves as well. So, with that being said, I also want to give a special shout out to every commentator and tracker that I've had the pleasure of doing this with. Anthony, thank you for doing comms with me for this game. Happy we got paired together.
Always a pleasure.
Always. So from everybody that I did commentary with, every one of the trackers, including the legend himself, NN, greatly appreciate you tracking, appreciate every single one of all of you. And of course, folks, I want to thank all of you out there, the viewers, those of you in Twitch chat, those of you watching on the VODs. This is all possible and even way more fun with all of you watching live and on the VODs. So, thank you all so much for tuning in and watching this game.